Good evening, and welcome to the Daily Scope TV. I'm Noah Sterling, bringing you tonight's top story, a controversial shift in U.S. immigration enforcement policies. The Trump administration has officially reversed long-standing guidelines that designated schools, churches, and hospitals as sensitive locations, off-limits for immigration arrests. This policy, in place for over a decade, provided a level of security for undocumented immigrants seeking critical services or community refuge. The Department of Homeland Security, under Acting Secretary Benjamin Huffman, announced the change, emphasizing a tougher stance on immigration enforcement. In a statement released today, the DHES declared, "Criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. The Trump administration will not tie the hands of our brave law enforcement." The new directive also reinstates expedited removal, a policy that allows immigration and customs enforcement,
or ICE, to rapidly deport individuals who cannot prove continuous U.S. residence for over 2 years. These changes come as part of a broader push by the Trump administration to tighten immigration controls. Earlier this week, President Trump signed several executive orders aimed at reshaping the nation's immigration system. Measures include suspending the refugee program, blocking access to an app facilitating entry to the U.S., and strengthening partnerships between ICE and local law enforcement. ICE agents now have expanded authority to carry out nationwide operations targeting undocumented individuals. According to Tom Homan, the administration's enforcement efforts are already underway. While the administration defends these actions as necessary for national security and law enforcement, critics argue they could have dire consequences. Advocacy groups warn that families may now avoid essential services, such as healthcare, education, and disaster relief, out of fear of being detained. The Center for Law and Social Policy highlights the potential psychological impact on children, particularly those with U.S. citizen parents, who could witness traumatic encounters involving immigration officials. Faith leaders have also spoken out. At an inaugural prayer service, the Episcopal Bishop of Washington called for compassion, urging the administration to reconsider policies that could endanger vulnerable populations. This reversal of protections for sensitive locations represents a significant and contentious shift in U.S. immigration policy. Proponents argue that the move strengthens law enforcement, while critics warn of increased fear and instability in immigrant communities. As the debate over these policies continues, their implementation is likely to spark further division on immigration across the country. Stay with the Daily Scope TV for updates on this developing story. This is Noah Sterling, signing off.